to Live Well with Dr. Mel. I'm Dr. Mel, licensed physical therapist and holistic health coach. I have such a treat for you today. This is a gentle yoga practice for all levels that's going to help lubricate the joints, vitalize the glands, and help with your overall well-being. If you're ready, let's get started. Let's begin by facing the long side of our mat, toes pointed forward. I have about a fist width distance between my feet. You want to feel balanced, so if this foot position is too close, you can widen your stance so you're a little bit more balanced here. We're going to begin in mountain pose, so just turning your palms open, squeezing your shoulder blades back. And I love to start my practice with setting an intention. So if you can just think of something you want to focus on throughout the practice today. It could be as simple as just focusing on your breath. Take a moment here to bring that into your thoughts. If you want to close your eyes and seal that intention, if you feel stable enough, close your eyes here. Bring your hands to prayer and heart center. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Beautiful. You can let your hands come back down to your sides. And we're just going to begin with some gentle shoulder rolls. You can go backwards or forwards, whatever feels good for you today. If you want to bring your hands to your shoulders and do nice big circles with your elbows, bringing your elbows close together and then further apart. As big or as small of a circle as you like. Everybody's different with their shoulder mobility. Somebody may have a past injury or rotator cuff or something going on. So just go to your best ability. You don't want to push through pain. You just want to go through your available range today. And every day may be slightly different. And that's completely okay. Go a little bit in the other direction. Excellent work. And now we'll come to our cervical spine. We'll do some neck range of motion. So I'm just going to tilt my ear towards my right shoulder. You want to do little circles with your nose to loosen up the trapezius on the left side. You can go in one direction and then you can switch and do the other direction. Great work. And then we'll bring our chin towards our chest, dropping our gaze to the floor, dropping our shoulder blades back, getting a deep stretch through our neck extensors here. Beautiful work. And then we'll bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Take a moment here if you're feeling tight, and then begin to do those circles with your nose to loosen up the right trapezius muscle. You can begin to do circles in the other direction now. Beautiful work. And then we'll put our hands on our hips here and we'll do nice little circles with our hips. You can slightly bend your knees, taking some pressure off the low back. These circles can be big or small, whatever feels good for you. And then the other direction. Excellent. And then we'll move to our knees. Slight bend in our knees here, and then we're going to do circles with our knees. This is a great way to warm up, bringing blood flow and circulation to the joints, promote healing. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Excellent. And we'll go in the other direction here. And lastly, we'll move to our ankles. So you can either point your toe and do some circles like this. Go in both directions here. You can either just hold it out in front, whichever you prefer. Whatever feels good for you today. Be intuitive, listen to your body. Go at your own pace, your own speed. You may get some cracks or pops when you do this. That's completely normal. It's just the synovial fluid getting released within the joint. Beautiful. And we'll do the other ankle here. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet back in mountain. This time, we're going to try to bring our big toes and heels to touch, challenging our balance a little bit more. And just close your eyes, palms open. And now find that awareness, how your body feels, maybe slightly different than you first started practice. Tuning in. You may feel a little less fatigued, you may feel a little bit more energized. Take note of how you feel. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then we'll bring our palms to our low back and we'll do a little back extension, leaning into our hands, sticking our pelvis slightly forward. Do the best you can. Excellent. And then we'll bring our hands to prayer and then raise them up overhead. Bring your biceps as close as you can to your ears, but just do the best you can. If you can't raise your arms as high as me, or you can't lift them overhead, you can just leave them on your hips. That's completely fine. And then we're just going to tilt to the right, go as far as you feel comfortable, planting down through the left foot, and you're going to get a nice stretch through the left side body, all through this side of your body. Trying to lengthen and open up the space between the hip and the shoulder. And I want you to breathe into your left lateral rib cage, sending air to your intercostals, opening up all the space in between your ribs. Take a few deep breaths here, planting down through that left foot, opening up the left side of the body and rib cage. Squeezing your biceps into your ears as much as you can. Take a few more breaths here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Beautiful work. Now find center. If you need to lower your hands and take a break, go ahead and do so. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to the other side, planting down through your right foot, reaching away with your hands, opening the space through the right side body. Gaining space between your right hip and right shoulder, breathing into your right rib cage. Opening your lateral rib cage here. Nice deep breath, sending the air laterally. Squeezing your biceps in towards your ears, pressing your palms together tight. Beautiful. Come back center. Let that go. And then we're going to do our first forward bend of the day. If you have uncontrolled or high blood pressure, you may want to sit this one out. You can just stay in a back bend here. But for those of you who want to try a forward fold, you can bend your knees slightly and then just drop from your hips, leading with your chest, reaching your hands to the ground. And then once you're here, relax your neck, tuck your chin, and then you can do circles or shape yes and no with your neck. Take one more deep breath here, and then we'll begin to come back up. And the way you can do this, you can either crawl your hands up your legs, or you can bring your hands to your hips, and then a deep inhale, squeezing your navel in towards your spine and pressing up to stand. Beautiful work. Now we're going to set up for warrior one. So you're going to bring your foot pointing towards the short side of the mat, and your other heel stays down on the mat. So if I was to draw a line between my heel, my right heel, and my back heel, they would both intersect. And then you're going to bend your knee, bringing your knee over the ankle here. Get in a nice, strong posture. So your feet should be further than hip distance away. And then you want to make sure your hips are square to the front of the mat. So if you put your hands on your hips, one elbow should not be in front of the other. They should be completely aligned to make sure your hips are squared forward. Beautiful. And you can keep your hands on your hips, or if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, you can raise your hands up into the air. Make sure your hips are square to the front. Lift your chest, squeeze your core. Try to get your weight balanced through both feet. Big toe is planted, pinky toe is planted. Chest is lifted. Hands are strong. Arms are solid. Beautiful. You can lower those hands to your hips if you took that version. And then you're going to turn facing the long side of the mat and then step back to bring your feet together to meet. Now we're going to do our first sun salutation. So similar to the forward fold that we did in the beginning, but now we're going to bring it all together. So your hands are going to come up then down to prayer. Now melt your chest to the floor. Allow your hands to reach the ground. Walk your hands up halfway for flat back. And then fold forward again. And then press back up into mountain. Beautiful job. Now we'll step our left leg to the short side of the mat, pointing our toes to the short end of the mat. And then if you want to take a wider step, you can step the back foot back. Now make sure your heels are in one line for warrior one. Your knee is over your ankle. Let's make sure our pelvis is facing forward by making sure one elbow is not in front of the other. They're in one line. Weight is even, and when you feel strong and balanced, lift those hands up towards the ceiling. Gaze is forward, arms are strong and firm, weight is even through both feet. Keep that bend in the front knee. And take a few deep breaths here, chest lifted. Beautiful work. Hands come back to prayer. Step that foot back to the center of the mat. Feet come to meet. And now we'll take chair pose. So you're going to sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Go as low as you feel comfortable. A nice healthy bend in the knees. You can keep your hands at prayer, rest them on your hips, or hold them on your thighs, whatever you feel comfortable with. Body weight is in your heels. Try to wiggle your toes here. And now we're going to add a little twist if you feel comfortable. So you're going to take your left hand, try to reach it for the outside of your right knee. And if you want to try to go a little bit further, try to look over your right shoulder. Beautiful work. Left hand comes back to your hip. Gaze is forward. Right hand comes to the outside of the left leg. If this is enough of a twist for you, that's fine. If you want to try to go a little further, try to look over that left shoulder. Beautiful work. Right hand comes back to your hips and then press back up to stand and find mountain. Now we're going to make our way to the floor. Take your time finding the mat. We're going to come to our backs. And we're going to set up for a bridge pose. Make sure our heels, we can try to touch with our hands. So bending our knees as much as we can so we can reach them with our hands. If you can't reach your heels with your hands, that's perfectly okay. Just try to bend the knees as much as you can. Once you feel that your feet are nice and firmly planted, you're going to lift your hips up into the air, squeezing our glutes. We're going to hold this for 3 deep breaths. Beautiful work. And then lower your hips, 1 vertebrae at a time. Excellent. And we'll do a little counter pose to that, knee to chest. So let's grab the front of our shins, pull our knees in towards our chest. You can circle your ankles here or circle tickle your knees. That feels good on the low back. A nice gentle massage on the low back here. Excellent. And then the soles of our feet, we'll find the mat again. And we're going to windshield wiper the knees to the left. And as you wiper the knees to the left, your torso turns to the right. So you're going to look to the right as you bring your knees to the left. Bring your arms up into a cactus here if you want to get a nice opening of the front of your chest. Or you can just leave your hands to the side, whichever you prefer. Excellent. Slowly windshield wiper your knees to the other side and turn your head and torso to the opposite direction. Beautiful. You can find center again and then bring the soles of your feet into touch and drop your knees down towards the ground. If this is difficult for you, you can always place props, blankets, pillows underneath your knees if that feels better and more supportive, or you can just allow them to hang like I am here. Remember to come always back to your breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Nice deep breath here. With every exhale, you can melt a little bit more into the mat. Really letting everything go. There's nothing for you to hold on to. Allow the mat to carry all your weight. This is time for you to heal and relax. Take as much time as you want here, and then we'll all meet into our final resting pose, Savasana. So you're going to extend your left leg long and then your right leg long. Allow your feet to flop open. Allow your hands to come to your side and palms come up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside like I am. Take a moment to just find some silence here. Close your eyes and tune into your breath. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. and I hope to see you on the mat again tomorrow.